Let's quickly get into it because we have to talk about Doctor Strange too. Let's start with the musical fight heard around the world. How the heck did something like this make it into the movie? Was it scripted? Did you sit Sam and Michael down and be like, guys, I have an idea. We have to do something like this?
No,
How
honestly, you'd think it would came from me, but it didn't. It came from them or Sam. I don't know exactly. I can't tell you the origins, but it was Sam that called me. He goes, yeah, I'm going back. I got some more shooting I'm going to do, and I'm doing this sequence, and it's going to be like this the musical battle. And it's like, I said, Sam, honestly, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So he came back and there was a rough version of it. I go, oh, I see. Literally, you're saying literally musical notes are flying, not metaphorically. And there was a lot of experimentation because we really didn't know how to play it. So there was, I think I wrote at least 3 versions of that scene. And somewhere just before the final version, there was a point where I had some different famous classical music flying at each other. And in the 11th hour, Kevin Feige jumped in. He goes, Danny and Sam, you guys, just let's make it Bach versus Beethoven, like simplify it down. I said, yeah, great. Let's do that. And I did another version, got it just under the wire into the dub, literally before the movie shipped. I mean, it was just weeks ago. It seems like we were doing that piece, and it ended up where it is today. So it was just like a crazy concept, and a lot of experimenting on how to make it work.
No, that's amazing. I have a friend that is a huge Broadway buff, and they thought maybe they heard a little Phantom of the Opera in there. Were you inspired at all by that?
Well, I think what they're thinking is Phantom of the Opera was really Bach.
Gotcha. Okay.
And but there's an overlap of the organ, and so I'm sure that music from the Phantom was probably also inspired by Bach. But it was Bach Toccata and Fugue in D minor. You know, this famous organ piece of his that we used battling Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
That's awesome. Well, what an insane piece. I never thought we'd see something like it, and here we are talking about it. Another thing people can't stop raving about. Of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is built on continuity and all these shows and all these movies. So you pay homage to WandaVision, and then Charles Xavier rolls out, and people in my theater lost their mind.
I know, and I'm not supposed to talk about that one. That's the one thing that I've been asked to like, because they're still trying to keep that as a little bit of a surprise. Other than to say, I really like the fact that Marvel likes doing these musical Easter eggs. Fans love this kind of stuff. I thought it was quite funny and ironic that at the same time I was scoring Doctor Strange, I was finding moments to put Michael Giacchino's original theme in. And Michael was doing Spider-Man, and he was finding some moments for my original Spider-Man theme.
That's awesome.
In his score. And then we were doing this at the same time. And then there was a moment with Wanda, even though Wanda had a new theme that I'd created for her, they say, let's pay homage to WandaVision here. And I used the Lopez theme there, and you know, all this stuff. I think it's a really good idea that they're doing this. It's fun, and I think the fans really like it.
Oh, totally. Doctor Strange 2 isn't your first go around with superheroes. Of course, you know you work with Sam all the time. Spider-Man, even MCU stuff. Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange 2. Now, is it safe to say you'll be back in the land of Marvel before too long?
Oh, who knows? I mean, that really is up to Marvel, but I love working on big canvases. So Doctor Strange, this score, because of pandemic and everything else, was really stretched out and harder than usual, more obstacles. But thank God it was like a canvas that I just loved being in. I loved the characters and writing the music. So I really enjoyed the whole thing. It was so much fun. And I hope I get to do it again because I love these big jigsaw puzzles and making the music work for them.
Right. Doctor Strange, of course, really dives into the spooky, the macabre, the horror of it all. And you bring out big canvas, which is super interesting. Because speaking of big canvas and out of the box type ideas, do you think you would ever be interested in doing like a Marvel musical or something of that nature?
I don't know. I mean, look, anything's possible at any time. I'm just happy to be included at all in their universe because it's just a great place to be.
Right. Speaking of the macabre, earlier this year, Beetlejuice 2 was announced as in development. Have you any talks about that yet?
You know, I have no idea. I hear rumors just like you've heard. I mean, I ran into Michael Keaton somewhere about 7 years ago, and he goes, "So we're doing Beetlejuice too?" I go, "Are we?" And then I didn't hear anything about it again. And so it's like I'm from the "I'll believe it when I see it" camp, but I know that it's been talked about for quite a while.
Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, all of these things. My partner, my fiance, those are top three movies, I think. So she would probably beat me up if I didn't ask you this. Nightmare Before Christmas 2 sequel. Do you think it'll ever happen? Why or why not?
I don't think so. I think Tim has always felt that no, this is what it was, and but you know, it wouldn't totally shock me if he came back with, if he had a fresh take on it. I would certainly go for the ride with him, but he's never expressed any interest in that. I think he felt like this was a pure thing and it was what it was, and that to try to do sequels on it would, I think it's just not inspired him. But I won't ever speak for Tim. It's his universe.
Right. Speaking of Tim, word on the streets, you're working with him on Wednesday. Can you tease us a little bit about that? How's that show shaping up to be?
It's really fun. You know, I'm just trying to finish up the second episode out of 4 with Tim. Okay. And the young actress who's playing Wednesday Adams is really perfectly cast. She's just Wednesday through and through, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. You've done a little bit. I think it's safe to say you've done most things. Hopefully, you've wanted. Is there still a story you would like to tell? Is there still a franchise you want to see yourself attached to? At what point? What's next for you? What's your high in the sky moment? Do you even have one at this point?
Oh, I got so many. It's ridiculous. You know, it's like I just keep dreaming of the things I haven't done, which is many, and challenging myself. So it's like there's so many potential challenges still ahead. I don't know what opportunities I'll get. You know, often now with classical music, I'm trying to make my own challenges for myself that throw me out of my comfort zone. And with this album, The Big Mess, way out of my comfort zone again. So I'm just happy whether it comes along or I create it myself, anything that knocks me out of my comfort zone.
Right. Would you say, I mean, some creatives say that they work best, you know, outside of their comfort zone. Would you say you operate in a similar process?
Yeah, I just don't ever want to get into automatic slumber mode. And that's the thing I've tried so hard to keep myself from falling into that. Okay, oops, sorry, I just kicked my camera. Getting into that mode of I'm just rolling along and it's easy, you know. Then with easy is like creative death. So I try to find ways to make it not easy too frequently.